Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Now, choppers were hired, costing millions of money to travel county to county just for these cabinet ministers to plant one tree. This just simply showing us a kind of the holiday we had the 13th on Monday, where there is a kind of tree planting saga. The reality that we are getting is, for example, the truth of the matter is Kindiki Kithure traveled all the way from Nairobi County to Garissa County to plant just one tree. And this costed Kindiki Kithure to spend 1.6 million Kenya shillings just to go and plant one tree. And because they cannot travel with the cars that day, to cut or rather to have not to waste a lot of time traveling by road, but they used helicopters that are being hired, and per hour is between 150,000 to 200,000 Kenya shillings. Then when you look at the time that Kindiki consumed while in Garissa was almost to 6 hours. So when you look at the calculation, you find that Kindiki Kithure used 1.6 million Kenya shillings just to travel from Nairobi to Garissa and to plant tree. The same to apply to Kipchumba Murkomen that also traveled from Nairobi to another county. And the same hiring tactics were used by Kipchumba Murkomen. They hired a helicopter. And this helicopter, per hour, they charge in between 150,000 and 200,000 Kenyan shillings. And Kipchumba Murkomen almost consumed also above 7 hours in a county where he was. Then he consumed 1.2 million Kenyan shillings just to go and plant one tree. The same to Moses Kuria. We saw Moses Kuria going across the Republic of Kenya. That at the same time he was in Nandi, he was in Kisumu, at the same time he was in Kericho. We saw Moses Kuria again in Nairobi. And these people spent millions and millions of money. As if this is not enough, according to the NTV, they're coming out to tell us an inclusive analysis on how these cabinet ministers consumed millions of money. And these millions of money were consumed by these different cabinet ministers. We have Kindiki Kithure, who consumed 1.6 million Kenya shillings to go and plant just one tree. Then we calculate of Murkomen, he consumed 1.2 million Kenya shillings just to go and plant one tree. The same to CS Soipan Tuya, who went again just to consume millions of money, hiring a helicopter, and this money came from public coffers just to go and plant one tree. The same to CS Malonza, who was also seen going across the Republic of Kenya planting trees. And this also consumed millions of money just to go and plant one tree. The same to Chelugui, the same to Miano and other cabinet ministers, the same to William Ruto and others. But the reality is coming like this, and this is the way NTV is coming out to see.
Interior CS Kithure Kindiki is seen disembarking from a chopper in Garissa. The chopper, from its registration number 5YGYM, is owned by a private helicopter charter company called Lady Lorry. The kilometers covered by Kindiki approximately are 1,823. The areas covered are Mandera, Wajir, Garissa, and Marsabit. The cost of hiring a helicopter is variable depending on the company. Conservative estimates of hiring a helicopter for an hour range between 150,000 and 200,000 Kenya shillings. The distance from Nairobi to Garissa by road is 366 kilometers. To cover this distance, a chopper only needs 55 minutes, meaning the first hour cost of roughly 200,000 shillings is already spent mid-air. If the CS spent more than 8 hours leading the tree planting drive in the 4 itineraries, the amount spent is roughly 1.6 million shillings. Another CS who covered long distances was Transport CS Murkomen, who was in Homa Bay and Mombasa, a distance of roughly 854 kilometers. If covered by air, it only takes 1 hour 40 minutes. It would, however, take CS Murkomen 14 hours and 11 minutes to cover the 2 areas by road, which within daytime is mathematically impossible, leaving us with the only feasible means of transport being by air. Going by a 6-hour time estimate spent between the 2 locations by CS Murkomen, the total estimate will be 1.2 million shillings. Other CSs who covered vast territories are Soipan Tuya, who covered 638 kilometers, CS Malonza at 549 kilometers, CS Chelugui at 387 kilometers, and CS Miano, who covered 267 kilometers. Critics have sought to know the rationale of not deploying the CSs to their locales only.
Why do they have provincial administration? Because those people can do that job easily. They are commissioners in every county. Why should someone fly from Nairobi to Mombasa, then Mombasa to Homa Bay, then Homa Bay back to Nairobi, with aids and everything else? And it's guzzling is a show cause. So the cabinet is a campaign team. They should convert them to people serving the government.
When you send ministers to different places across the country, it's a good thing. But they are strangers. And in Africa, we believe that strangers come with things. And therefore, they expect to be given. No wonder we are given so many seedlings because a guest came, and because we never value them because we were given for free, they end up dying.
These vast areas, whether covered by...
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the question is very straight and forward. What do you think about the traveling of these cabinet ministers from county to county? You find that one cabinet minister was going even to 2 counties. For example, like Kipchumba Murkomen, like Moses Kuria, went to more than even 4 counties, just using these helicopters. And these are hired helicopters. And the money that are being used to pay these helicopters are coming from public money. And the question we are asking, we have county commissioners. We have different individuals that represent the government of the day in different counties. We have members of parliament. We have chiefs. You know, we have everyone that represent the government of the day in every county. There was no need for these cabinet ministers, or even one cabinet minister, to consume 1.6 million Kenya shillings just going to plant a tree. For example, Kipchumba Murkomen plant a tree in Homa Bay. That is one. Then he succeeded to Mombasa. He planted another tree there. Those are 2. So someone is planting a tree, 2 trees, and he has consumed 1.2 million Kenya shillings. Are we saving or are we wasting? Because at the same time, the government wants money. The government of the day wants money. But according to your savings, these are the kind of travelings that you must cut off so that you can save. Just that one day, if you calculate, you have almost 20-something cabinet ministers. You want to tell me you consumed over 30 million Kenya shillings. Over 30 million Kenya shillings. Just going to plant trees. And these trees, by the way, we are being told, these are donated trees. So I've realized that William Ruto's government, they always brag towards donations. Because we are being told the holiday that was declared that it was going to be a day planting trees, this was something that was not funded by the government of the day. It was certain individuals, not even in the country, who came out funding this day. At the same time, it was funded. The cabinet ministers of William Ruto were wasting a lot of money just going to Mombasa, going to Homa Bay, going to Garissa, going to Kisumu, all over the country. Nandi, Kericho, planting trees. We have county commissioners who can do this. We have regional commissioners. We have them. What are their duties? And again, we have chiefs. We have assistant chiefs. Tuko na mzee wa mtaa. What are their duties? Because it is seriously showing us a kind of government that they don't care. The purpose for them come out traveling with helicopters and they're consuming a lot of money just going to do such petty things. It is not giving us an addition. So for me, when I saw this, I know some people came out giving their reactions. And of course the reactions was not good, because it is like it was a campaign time where helicopters were moving left, right, center. This was not a tree planting exercise. Why travel and use 1.6 million Kenya shillings? You're just going to plant one tree in Garissa. Why? That is the question we are asking. It is so sad that at a time when Kenyans are struggling to put a meal on the table, due to excessive taxes, the government is on spending spree and cartels after cartels. This government and parliament need to be resolved. Because they are hiring choppers, and some, by the way, we are being told that some are even hiring choppers just to go and build mud classes. You know? Ujaona kama senator wa Kisumu anaenda na ndege Kisumu na anajenga ofisi ya assistant chief ya mabati, chini haina hata kitu yoyote na viketi za plastic. That is what we are seeing. So at times we have wrong priorities as a country. I think, does it mean that a tree planted by the CS has a better chance to grow? That is the question. What do you think? Is it true that that is the trajectory we must go? Drop your opinion at the comment section below. Otherwise, I want to appreciate you so much because of your support. Please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing this video.